Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Recording in progress. I have been, yeah. I'm a bit late, but let me do this. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. We good. I'm not sure if my co-host is here, Mr. Prof. Zones. Prof, not for professor, but for profits. I don't see him, but let's just go. Let's just get into it because already it's late. We should have been doing more today, or we should have had more done by now. By these times, we're normally coming to the end of Monday market mapping. So now we're actually starting when Monday market mapping is supposed to be ending. But I'll keep checking if Prof is in the room. I see there's a message that somebody has sent. Okay, I thought it was Prof. I'll look at. Oh, hey, Chief King, it's giving prostate to Chief. It's giving prostate. Let me. Hi, Chief. I giving Bafana ba prostate. Why is your name all of, all of a sudden changed, Chief? It's not your
No,
government
bro.
name. It's not your government name or your trader name, Chief.
Hey,
What's going on?
I don't know, dog. Zoom just connected with a different email, bro.
See, we will talk about it together, Chief. But yeah, no. So guys, looking at the economic calendar for this week, you see the way I've been so. But NFP is not this week, guys. Just to tell you, NFP is still not this week. So yeah, so I've got high impact only. NFP not this week, but already with this loading up. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. I already know where most people are going to be looking at, right, is Wednesday, FOMC. But we can see that interest rates throughout the world are going to be taking place starting tomorrow morning with the Australian dollar coming next to the Canadian dollar and then the American dollar. And then we ended up on Thursday with the Swiss franc when it comes to interest rates. So one thing that I find quite interesting to see here is that for everybody else, interest rates are pretty much looking to be the same. With in Australia, the forecast is the same. With Canada, the forecast is the same. I'm going to jump that right now, and with the Swiss franc being the same. But if we can see here on the dollar, we are expecting a change in interest rates. So it'll be quite interesting to see how we'll play out if Australia and Canada keep their interest rates the same. It would be interesting to see what the Federal Reserve will decide. That are we changing interest rates or keeping them the same? Because I feel like then that has a bigger impact on actually how the chase. Please don't write on the screen when we're busy; it distracts us. Um, Yes, but I think if we can see a change in Swiss franc, I mean, change in the US dollar. Look, Switzerland is not always big on changing or following American trends. But I think if we see changes in the interest rates with the United States dollar, then maybe for the pound, I don't know when the pound interest rates are now. I'm assuming next week, possibly we can see see them follow the trend that America's taking. I'm not particularly a fan of FOMC trading it because normally we tend to see double spikes where FOMC creates one spike, and then by the time the press conference happens, now we're changing directions. If I were to give my opinion, again, this is not advice, but if I were to give my opinion, it would be better to wait for the speaking to start before you choose a direction. So normally you'll look at the overall direction that's happening, and then once the talking starts, then you can enter the market taking advantage of momentum. But Prof, I don't know, do you have anything to say what you're looking at this week? Maybe there's something you're looking at that I'm not looking at, like the unemployment rate there.
So basically, I have the same views that you have in terms of okay, CAD looks like the rate statement and everything, and overnight rate is going to be the same. So yeah, like I have the same views on that. And then FOMC, same thing. It's just follow price action, guys. Follow the structure. Because we are in a very shaky economy. Like I'm sure you guys have noticed that a lot of fundamental news lately have been slightly different from the first and the second quarter of the year. So it really follows more of the price action and the market structure on the higher time frame. So for example, let's say you bullish on H4 and the daily, it'll probably push towards that direction. So yeah, as Kubi said, do wait for FOMC to actually start speaking, and then you just look at the overall direction and trade in that. And then as for odd, a lot of guys don't trade it, but I know some fundamental traders that all you guys do is trade fundamentals. So if you are going to be awake at 2:30 on Thursday, as you can see, we do have quite some bearish numbers on the employment change right there, and it's quite a huge distance from 42,000 all the way to 20,000. So do expect some volatility on that. I haven't done much technical analysis on AUD, but it should be moving in sync opposite, I mean, USD CAD. So USD CAD is quite bearish at the moment, even on the higher time frames. I'm sure you can see on the weekly. We'll look at it where last week was very bearish. So there's a lot of bearish momentum kicking in, and a lot of our XXX USD pairs were bullish last week, and looks like they're going to keep being bullish this week. So as for AUD, I personally would stay out of this one because it might just be the news might just be a pullback. It might just be a pullback for that hour or two and then continue its bullish direction. So yeah, that's it on my side.
I'm assuming I can make you host because Prof has to run soon. So can I make you the host? Then you can give us
Yeah,
your view of the markets. Are you cool?
yeah, definitely, man.
Hey, Chief, we must still discuss this name when we're done.
Eish, yeah, man. Okay, let me share my chart, guys. Okay. I'm sure you guys can see my chart now. Yeah, since I'm on USD CAD, let's start there, and then we'll get to the gold warriors after. So, as you can see, guys, on USD CAD, on the weekly time frame, we have quite a bullish market, right? We have quite a bullish market in terms of the higher time frames. So the bulls are in control of this market, but as you know, the market needs to breathe after every significant high has been violated. So in this case, let's just do this as I had some trades there. In this case, as you can see, this high here was quite a significant higher low, right? This high here was quite a significant high low, and the market struggled a bit to break above it on the weekly, right? So it had like a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, where it was struggling to break above it, and then it finally did break above it, but it lacked momentum, right? And then they got back into the range of this high. And usually, when they get back into the range of a broken high, it signifies selling. And then vice versa when we're buying, right? So they don't have enough momentum, enough fuel to keep pushing this market higher. So they need to pull back, right? So this is basically, if I can illustrate it here, this is what we're looking at. And right now the market is right about here, right? So I am looking at like a further pullback, just a little bit. So at least to this zone right here, deeper into this zone, I mean, at least the 50% of this zone right here, just a deeper nyana pullback. But as we can see, the momentum is heavily towards the downside as we had this bearish engulfing 2 weeks ago. And then last week, we had the continuation of that bearish engulfing. And then now we have reached this zone, but we haven't really tapped into it as much. As you can see, last week didn't really have a wick towards the downside, signifying heavy bearish pressure. All right. So now if we move to the daily, there we go. If we move to the daily, we can see that we are basically at a support, right? If they would want to pull back deeper, clearly they would be coming back to this zone right here. If they'd want to pull back deeper, they'd want to come to this support right here. But for now, we are basically just looking at price moving deeper into the current zone that we are in, so that the bulls can kind of get ready to buy. But as we can see, the bulls are not yet ready because even on the daily, Friday closed with no wick to the bottom. As you can see, let me just zoom in a bit. There we go. As you can see, there's no wick to the bottom, right? There's no wick, meaning the bearish pressure is quite heavy, right? So yes, maybe we can like have maybe a bullish Tuesday, but then it won't be that much, and the market will want to just pull back a little bit, just so that it can give the bulls a chance to kind of find their feet. So the consensus for me is still a little bearish, right? Deeper into this zone. I would love to see that. And if we look at the hourly as our last time frame, if we look at the hourly, we can also see that this bearish movement, this bearish trend has been quite nice. And Friday ushered in quite a lot of bears. So if you see the market buying, just understand that it's probably coming to this fair value gap right here. It's probably coming to this fair value gap right here, right? So that it can carry on pushing down. And for those who don't know what a fair value gap is, then just look at it as it's coming to test this broken resistance, support, I mean, this broken support, and then it'll turn it into a resistance, right? So if we do get some buys, the buys are probably coming towards here before we carry on moving down to come back to these lows that we have created today. So yeah, that's basically my consensus when it comes to USD CAD. And let's go look at gold for the gold warriors, the best performing asset this year. As we can see, guys, remember what I was saying with the pullback on gold, right? That we should really be looking at the market to kind of breathe a bit. Let's go to the daily. Same thing that I just said on USD CAD, that when the market breaks a significant high, which is this one, and then comes back to close within the range, it's probably getting ready for a pullback, right? So as you can see, the market struggled to close above this high, right? Over here, it struggled, it tapped into it, struggled, and then again. So 3 times the market failed. And we have a nice shooting star that formed on Friday, which signifies bearishness. And if we can look at this current structure, basically counting this high right here, every time we break a high and close below it, we push towards that recent support, right? So the same thing here. We have failed to break this high and we're now trading below it. So we're probably going to be pushing towards the next support. right? So basically, what I'm looking at is for the market to push into this zone right here to kind of breathe. And then after that, I will be comfortable to look for buys. So for now, I am quite bearish on gold. And let's look at the hourly time frame. As you can see on the hourly time frame, we have quite a nice support that has built right here, but the resistance didn't hold as well, right? The resistance didn't hold. So as you can see, this blue line represents a very strong zone. And whenever the market tapped into that zone, it rejected, and then it tapped into it again Friday and rejected quite hard. And now we have broken Friday's low. And if we close below today, Friday's low, then it signifies that the market can easily gain momentum towards the downside, right? Up until at least this zone right here, which would be a very nice zone for the market to reach, and for those that are swing trading to also target that. If you're day trading, I think it would be better for you to look for selling opportunities instead of buying opportunities. As you can see, the market has been consolidating. When I zoom out on the 15-minute, we have been in the same zone for quite some time, right? Ever since Monday last week. So now we're finally forming lower lows on the daily. So yeah, that's why I'm looking for sells on gold. So if you're using the sweet spot, make sure you kind of look for sells on gold. If you're using ATM, make sure you look for sells on gold. And probably that's where the momentum will be most of the time. So yeah, with that said, that is it on my side.
Danko, Chief. Let's just come here. Oh, no. I think you need to make me host. Okay, reclaim host. Taking back our powers. All right, no, so guys, Prof did the things there. Let's quickly come in here. All right. So, guys, starting it off with Euro JPY. So, as you know, last week I was looking at sales for Euro JPY, and it's been acting funny. I had my reasons why I was looking for sales, and this was like Wednesday or Thursday here. I can't remember, but I remember I sent some sell signals last week that eventually came through. But now what sucks is we're still not breaking this low. So the reason why I was looking at that sell is because remember we had a lot of upside momentum, and not just looking now short, but just the whole year we've been very bullish with very small pullbacks. But finally we've come to the part of the year where momentum is not as strong anymore, and so not last week but the week before we did see that we were struggling to break certain highs. Last week we got back into those highs and we sold, and just out of my traders, the experience that I have with trading, what I'm seeing is what market might want to do, right? Because at this point, it's already seen as an obvious place of where your textbook would say double bottoms, double tops, and so from this point is the market looks obvious that it's gonna sell, but normally when cases like that happen, you're about to get a lesson, a good hiding. So what I'm expecting is for a bit more momentum to keep on pushing up to the upside, for them to at least liquidate some holders here before they move to the downside. But as far as trades go, I would rather, especially if you're using the sweet spot indicator, I would rather be looking for sells in this instant, but I'm not expecting the sells to come in before they actually go and violate the past 2 weeks high. Probably make the double top from up here, right? Rather make the double top from up here and move down here instead of finding support here, right? And move down here. Because if this was going to start moving, when we caught it here last week, it was supposed to carry on moving, then that would be confident that, look, this trade is continuing the momentum this week. But because we still again fail to break this bottom side of this consolidation, I'm expecting it to trap people out and then start doing here. So people that are selling, it's gonna take their pending orders, their stop losses out to the people that are selling. If they have stop losses here, it's gonna take them out, and people who have buy limits are gonna be triggered till that point, right before we see a move to the downside. So I am more looking overall. I'm looking better for. I'm looking more for selling opportunities here, but I'm expecting to see a bit of buys until the end of the week. But it is still possible that we'll see sells. Let's say sells trigger immediately here, and it doesn't do the play out of moving out here. Then what I would rather wait for is a break of this structure here to the downside. So I'll wait to see market confirmed pushing to the downside, breaking that point before we can continue looking for sales. So for this week, as far as Euro JPY is concerned, I am rather still sitting on my hands. But when it comes to GBP USD, right, which pretty comes in what we were looking at with Prof. And so if you can remember last week, I did say that I was looking at a buy, and we had some nice buy opportunities because this year, most of this year has been a buy. We have seen the retracement, the way the market was behaving here was nice for a buy. So I'm still expecting another buy, one last buy for this week. Before we see what's going to happen with the end of the year, which Prof is also looking again at a bearish USD CAD as the week progresses. So I think rather on like an FOMC day, and not on the time, but rather once that is done, then what you'd rather do is enter the long positions there. Again, if you're using the sweet spot or the sweet spot indicator or the ATM, then you wait to see buys there. I wouldn't immediately, so same thing here, I wouldn't immediately jump into the trade. Obviously, there will be movement. Every day there is movement, but then we might not get the volatility that would flip our accounts, the volatility that would take your 500 rand to like 2,000 rand sort of thing. So we will still normally on weeks like this, we do still see movement, but most of it is stored up for FOMC. Then when FOMC strikes, as I said, when we were looking at the fundamental section, we might see experience a double spike, and then from there it runs into one direction. So as far as this goes, I think rather on like a Wednesday or Thursday, if I see the market or the indicators that we use, if I see them prompt us for a buy, then I would go for that buy. Obviously, as I'm saying, waiting for the okay. I believe you guys are seeing my screen because it's saying I'm screen sharing. But Relebohile is saying that they can't see anything, but it does. Let's see here. Yeah, it's telling me I'm screen sharing, so I'm not sure what you're seeing on your side. If you guys are not seeing my screen, please just say. But then, yeah, so I'm expecting this movement over here, where will come down and then continue on the upside, because as I discussed last week, if you don't know what I was saying last week, the recording is there on the Telegram, and I broke down as to why I see us continuing to the upside, especially seeing that we broke highs of 2025. So I'm expecting to see more upside movement whilst just using the sweet spot indicator to give me buys for the week. So for this week, I'm staying out of Euro JPY. Okay. For this week, no, that's a true story. It might be my network. Okay. Oh, mine even. Oh, her network. Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So, thanks for that clarity. So, I am looking for that, but as I say, guys, caution. Rather go trade like a Euro GBP this week. Yeah, rather go trade like a Euro GBP this week, or an odd CAD. Kind of stay away from the dollar until FOMC has been released, which is Wednesday night. Unless you are a scalper, you're looking for those few rands. You're not hoping to like hold the trade for the day. Then you'd be safer then. But for me, as far as both goes, I am sitting on my hands. Again, if you are a scalper, then as a scalper, I would buy your JPY up until it reaches a certain resistance, and then start looking for the shorts. But yeah, guys, thank you for coming through. That's Monday market mapping for this week. Remember, the recordings, all our recordings can always be caught from our Telegram channel and our YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys very much. Danko, let's kill it. And please don't blow your accounts for FOMC, guys. Please, this thing of putting everything towards a fundamental session, and then you blow your account and then you have nothing to trade, guys. That's not professional trader behavior. As a trader, you risk is everything, guys. There's strategy for days, but as a trader, risk is everything. Risk is everything. Ish, we want to release labor. It's cheap. I understand. Rather wait for Thursday, or rather wait for the speeches to start or FMC, especially if you got to be trading gold. So I'll share. I see the fib tool thing. I'll share the settings on Telegram. I'll share the settings on Telegram. In fact, I'll do a whole fib lesson one day. If you guys can remind me, then we'll do a whole lesson on Fibonacci's, because I always learned Fibonacci's from different people until I started using them my own way, and I feel I understand them better because that's the way I developed using them. And I think more than entry, it's given me targets that I can reach for when using it. So the session for Sweet Spot, it's already up on Telegram. You can message us on WhatsApp because it's there. It's there. The recording is there. All right, guys, signing out. Take care. Remember the Prime XPT competition. It is happening this week. It's ending Sunday. Yes, it's ending Sunday. And then I'll find out from Prime XPT when they'll be announcing competition winners, guys. And yeah, it's the $2,000 that are up for grabs. So yeah. Shout out, guys. Shout out. Take care. God bless. See you next week.